Jada stands out as sevens. I'm more into connectivity roles to people. Films are like it is a one step forward to make a discussion. Okay, Kathir will give something new.
Here's an actor who won hearts playing Pariyerum Perumal BABL Bar. The News Minute is here with actor Kathir, who awaits a release of Jada that is going to hit the screens this Friday. Hello Kathir, thank you so much for joining us. So tell us about the film a bit and your role in it.
Yeah. Jada is based on the thing which is not a usual football thing, which is like not like 11s. 11s is like one team will have like 11 players, another team will have like 11 players. It doesn't speak about that. It speaks about like a player or a sportsman who is not able to reach that level are being pushed to a game called sevens. Sevens is like one team has like 7 players, another team has like 7 players, where there is not like much of rules, like the yellow card, green, like red card, and all those are not there. The main aim is to shoot a goal. That is, and for that you can do anything, like even the foul. There are so many players who I've met them like recently, like 2 months back. Also, like there was one guy who has played with us, and he had a injury in his, stitches near his eyes by playing this sevens. So it speaks about the political things behind a sportsman to reach that level and everything about the sports and stuffs. Beyond this, what is more interesting than this thing is like with the sports, we have a thriller element in this film, which is more like a thriller horror feel, but it is not like a ghost enters into some player and does this emotional thing. It is not like that. It is based on emotional connect, but it will be kind of a thriller feeling in it. So it differentiates from other films. Sports thriller has not come in recent times, so it is different when it comes to this.
So before we get back to discussing more about the film, there are 4 films releasing this weekend. What are your thoughts on that?
See, these 4 films are different in different genres and all those, but for me, like Gundu and every other films are like all friends and family, so everything should go good and stuffs, and everyone has put their hard work, and everyone has different scripts, different genres, so obviously I think everything should go good.
So coming back to Jada, you worked also in Bigil, which is also a film based on football. And in the interviews, you did say that both the films are completely different. There's nothing. So how was it working with a film that dealt with the same kind of subject in different perspectives? How was it for you?
There is a thing like in Bigil, there is like a coach. Then there's a flashback where it will be a player and all those. What I felt when I heard is, when I see the film and all those is like it will be a prequel of that character. Like if to reach that character, to reach the position where you play in a very big ground, turf ground, and all those grass ground and all those. To reach there itself, it is a big task as of now. So it will be a prequel where he plays sevens and all those. To reach that position, what is the character which has been played, and what does the character's journey maybe. Yeah, it will be Jada. That is the difference what I see in Bigil and Jada, and it is a totally different script, and Jada speaks about and Jada deals about the street football, why street football has been evolved. Actually, sevens has been totally banned. It is like you should not play sevens anywhere because it is related to betting, gambling, and stuff. But it's been conducted behind mafia and stuffs and things. So it deals about everything as a bits and pieces connected to it.
So talking about the genre, we've seen quite a good number of sports films, and the films invariably have sports sequences, and they also discuss some kind of politics. So what do you think it takes for a sports film to stand out from all of this?
Jada stands out as sevens because it does. So many people doesn't even know about what sevens is. You have heard about the thing called sevens in your film. Yeah. So what I felt is like when I heard the script, this stands out as the total plot. It doesn't come under a regular football or a sports film at all. I mean, it deals about something else in a in-depth meaning, which speaks about a life where the North Madras deals with. And in North Madras, there like every place, every child, every kids used to play football. It is like if you're just going out to play a game, that will be only football to them. Yeah, they start football from the scratch, from the childhood. I've seen when I was doing the practice sessions and all those for this movie. I've seen every kid who comes by 5:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. Like it is like first like UKG, LKG kids. They come to train football. So I wondered seeing kids playing football. Yeah.
And we also saw Yogi Babu play in the teaser, right? So can you tell us about his role?
Actually, Yogina is a professional football player. He has played football in his school, college days, and all those things. Like he is a counterbank. Like whatever he speaks, whatever he'll be like very humorous and stuff. I've been working with him from Kirmi, so we have a very good rapport with him. In this film, more than the comedy thing and all those, he stands out as a character. And he has done all these Arjun Reddy get-ups and all those where he'll pour the drink and then only he'll sip and all those. It is like that. We have tried all these fun elements, love elements in it. His character will stand good.
Let's talk about Pariyerum Perumal a bit, because it's like you have to speak about Pariyerum Perumal. The film had a lot going for it, and it's very rare to see a character like Pariyan, right? So what do you keep in mind when you choose your roles now?
See, I generally I'm more into this maybe, as you say, this political related roles, or I'm more into connectivity roles to people where to achieve something, to go to an extent. If our film is doing some magic or some discussion about it, it is the greatest thing you can do through films and all those. Pariyerum Perumal has done a bigger discussion on it. I felt very happy that it was been accepted by everyone. It is more than a cast thing and all those. It has been accepted by everyone in and around. Yeah.
True. And Pariyerum Perumal did create a dialogue after it released. So a lot of them were discussing, why didn't Pariyan retaliate? Why did he make peace instead? So what are your thoughts on it?
See, we have done the film not to judge or not to say which one is correct and which one is wrong. That film is to make the people sit and discuss it, solve the problem. Even Bigil, a girl who when I went to Ethiraj College, have asked me like, do you think like after seeing Bigil, parents is allowing girls to participate in football or to whatever passion they have and all those? I told like, see, films are like it is a one step forward. To make a discussion, then after that it is your individuality, like you have to stand in your point, what do you want and all those, and obviously it will take some years, but then it is one point to start, and film is like one point to start. Being a part of such films is actually a great thing.
And we'll talk a little about your journey. So you're not from a filmy background, right? So what are the challenges you face in this industry?
See, it is there. Maybe if I'm from a filmy background and all those, maybe my first film would have been like a bigger thing. But accidentally or non-accidentally, it happened. It was like G.V. Prakash Kumar's production, and the first film has got a very good recognition and all those. Because of that, I've chosen the path of cinema, or else I would have done some other thing called a business or something else. So after that, it has become like still like each film goes, and each film we are getting each film older. It is it is a bigger tension, it is a bigger pressure to handle, because they trust that okay, Kathir will give something new, something content oriented and all those. To keep up that, it is actually a bigger thing when it comes to films. So I'm hoping that Jada also fulfills that one.
So that was going to be my next question. So cinema is usually a star-driven place, right? So if you can choose between being a superstar, or would you like still continue experimenting with your roles?
See, when you're experimenting roles, when you're being an actor, automatically this so-called star and all those might come. So I wanted to focus on this thing. If the star thing is coming up, then I'm okay. If not, I'm good with the being an artist.
We can talk about the other releases you had this year, but Sigai didn't make it to the big screens. What happened and what were your thoughts at that point of time?
I think it is more into a digital film maybe. Because Sigai has only pure content, not just entertaining elements, not. It is more like a only content-based film. For Z also, they have also made us prestigious by acquiring. This is the first film to be released in Z5. So it was good to be on a digital platform, because end of the day, I think in future years, digital is going to rule it up. And when it comes to Sigai, maybe in theaters, I personally feel like this theater mood audience, like where so many people sit and watch and all those, is more than that, as Sigai is very good on a digital medium.
And can you finally tell us about your upcoming projects?
After Jada, we have Sarbat on cards, like for the release. We are planning it in this year end or mostly next month on Jan. That is kind of a family entertainer which has a light-hearted film with a nice emotional content between the families, like brotherhood, elder brother, younger brother, all these related families and all those. It is a fun entertainer.
So thank you so much for joining us today.